G'day, SPARTANWILLY here, and welcome back to our Aston Martin Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod save, the beginning of Season 3. So yes, here we are on the headquarters of our beautiful team here, Aston Martin, that we're building a complete legacy out of. I'm going to quickly sort of follow the same sort of format as the last opening episode of Season 2. And I do understand that I don't know who requested it, but I did say I was going to do a separate video for the start of the season, but because I didn't do one for Season 2, my OCD is saying no, put it all in episode one and have the first race in episode one. So I'm going to do that. Maybe next series, I'll have an episode zero, if that's what I'm going to call it. But for now, I'm just going to put it all in one video. But we're going to do a quick recap here of season one and two. So season one, we finished. Hang on. Sorry, before I should say, if you are joining us now on season three, welcome. If you want to go back and watch season one, two, this is the start of season three, but that is 46 episodes, so I can sum it up. I recommend, even if you don't watch all 46, maybe just watch season two, just sort of get a general idea. I sum up season one there as well. But season one, we obviously finished, if you don't know, spoilers 3, 2, 1, sixth behind Alpine, I believe. No, in front of Alpine. I don't know, we're sort of in the middle of nowhere. We built a really good car. We focused pretty much most of the second half of the season on building a good car for season two, which we got. We had a really good car for season two. Season two spoilers are coming up. We won 16 races out of the 23. George Russell won all 16 of the races we won, and he won the championship. We had to secure it on the last day for the Drivers' Championship, but of course we won the Constructors because we had a good second driver in Lance Stroll. We won that well before the final day. I think it was like fourth last race. I don't know. It was in Brazil, I believe it's Lagos, so whatever that is. But yeah, that is sort of a recap of season one, season two. We got a couple things to go over today. Obviously, we got to reveal the car, our driver lineup. Maybe there's a change, maybe there's not. But a bit of suspense, and obviously the grid reveal, which I'm very excited about. Obviously, I've done work in the Motorsport save game editor. I've done a bit more with it this time. It took me a couple hours last night. I went ahead after recording last episode, advanced through, and yeah, I'm really keen to show you guys. I'm really excited for the season, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so just before I reveal the car, make sure to leave a like on the series if you're still enjoying it. It helps the video out a lot. Subscribe if you're not already. If you're new to the series, welcome. We're very open with our feedback on the series, so leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions down in the comments below. I look to get everyone's ideas and suggestions involved in the series where I can. So yeah, without further ado, you can also join the Discord server, add me on Discord, DM me on Twitter, whatever. But yeah, let's get straight into it here. Drum roll, please. Now, just before, this is a very different car to season one and season two, and I've done it on purpose. We've got an entire new lineup of sponsors, so I felt like it was time to move in a different direction. All right, without further ado, here we go. That is our season 3 car. Now, I don't know how many people that is going to see that and puke. To be honest, I might completely sold myself. Not 100%. I'm probably about 80% sold. It's very different. I'm looking at the season 2 car right now, and yeah, extremely different. We've gone with a completely different livery. Actual design. Obviously, season one, season two, we kept the stripe there with the purple stripe. That's all gone now. That's just solid. But we've also sort of made half the car a different color. Blue is, I mean, it looks sort of like an Alpine, sort of more like a Williams. But the thing is, our sponsors are Martini, which is a Williams sponsor, and Alpine on the front wing. So look, I just chose the sponsors the best money. That's all I can do. BWT as well, with a bit of a throwback to Force India. But the pattern with our sponsors is they got a lot of blue associated with them. So BWT, Martini, Alpine. Obviously, their entire car is bloody blue. So, and we've got Mission Widow on the wing that actually looks a bit dark for some reason. Didn't look like that when I was making the livery. But that is the car. It's the exact same blue as on the Martini logo. I literally eardropped it. On paint, so it's the exact same sort of color code. Yeah, I like it. It's different. It's very different, very different. But different isn't always a bad thing. It sucks not to have the Aston Martin there. I feel like there's not enough Aston Martin on the car because I actually don't see any Aston Martin. Um, I'm gonna have to blur that, but we'll go have a look at the sponsors. We don't want to reveal the drivers just yet, but If we go over here, it says, oh no, we actually don't have any Aston Martin in the car. I thought we did have Aston Martin in the car. But also, overall, still best car in grid, which is fantastic to see. Top speed's the best, acceleration second, and everything else is the best, I believe. Now, with the Motorsport save game editor, I've actually followed Will Markwick or Eddie Markwick, the mod creator, Will Markwick. I think he's on YouTube, and Eddie Markwick on the Steam Workshop. Not sure which one is his name, but yeah, he's been watching along with the series, which is amazing, by the way. Great to have him along. Great to hear that he's still watching. And he actually suggested that we change up the car performance because AR seemed to favour the first driver, which I have noticed. We saw that a lot last season, so I've equaled them out. I've slightly reduced the top car's performance and completely bruised up the second car, so they're not any worse off really. They're better off in every way because it's like some cars have like a 250 performance difference. So I've made the second car probably like bumped up by 200 and maybe brought back down the first car by like 20 just to make sure I have a chance. But I haven't touched my car stats. Whatever it was before is what it's staying at. And I've also boosted a couple of special teams to make a bit more of a competitive championship. But that is the car. You either love it, you hate it. I believe it's something completely different. If we go, I thought we better just change things for season three, and I kind of like to incorporate the blue. I did sort of hint at it last season, I believe. So yeah, that's the car. Let's get on to the drivers. All right, so you've seen the car. Now it's time to find out who's going to be driving the car. Now, I didn't really talk about the driver lineup that we're even going to change it in season two. Not as much as season one anyway. I hinted to it a couple times. Did I change it? I don't know. Maybe it's much ado about nothing. But let's have a look. Drum roll begin. Three, two, one. Drivers, bang. As you can see, that George Russell and Lando Norris will be our drivers for this season. I was actually thinking about this probably like halfway through last season. Pretty much as soon as Stroll picked up the injury, I thought 2 years with an injury. Wow, that is way too long. I started thinking about other sort of drivers, and then I thought of Lando, that British driver. I love that. And it was actually suggested literally on, I think, I can't remember who commented it, but the last couple episodes of season two, someone suggested I sign Lando. I was like, shh, don't spoil it. But yeah, great suggestion because I was thinking I was on the same page as you there, which is fantastic. But I can see there they were both 24 and weighed 65 kilos at one stage, which is just funny because Stroll's also 24 and weighed 66 kilos. So bit different, but pretty much the same three blokes really. And yeah, the reason we sort of had to replace Stroll is because he was injured, and he's actually had quite a big decrease in his attributes as well due to the injury. He's actually told by a doctor in the off season that maybe he should look at, relaxing a bit on the driving, have a couple of years off while he gets over this forearm because it was not getting better with just keep driving and risk another crash probably, you know, he could get the arm amputated. So he's going to give it a couple of years. He might have to retire. It's not quite career ending yet, but we made him into reserve. Lawrence Stroll's not happy about this though. He has told me he's sort of lost a bit of interest because his son's not driving, so he's going to be much stricter. He's demanding we get first place again this year, and he's going to have less patience. He's more money focused, so it's a bit more difficulty for us on that front as well. But we've got the two British boys. Hopefully, they can produce the big results. I'm hoping to get Lando in a competitive car. Hopefully, can pick up a few more race wins or a few race wins. Obviously, Lance Stroll got zero, but it'd be good to get him constantly on the podium along with Russell at the top step. So something to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to this partnership. Let's get on to the grid as a whole now. Alright, so for our grid lineup, we're going to go to a very similar fashion to last season and go through each team individually. So, let's begin alphabetically here. Starting off with back in the big time, Alfa Romeo. Of course, they spent a season out of Formula 1 after finishing bottom and season 1 and getting relegated. They're back though with an all Brazilian lineup. Fittipaldi, Dragovic, which he of course won Formula 2 last season, and Fittipaldi's brother, I'm guessing, in the reserve driver. So, an all Brazilian driver lineup, quite interesting. It's quite not a young team really. I mean, 22, 26 sort of, but a younger reserve driver too. They'll be hoping to try and stay in. I'm just sort of confused there. Why does it say Italy but it's got a Switzerland flag? So they've got a bit of nationality everywhere. French principal, Brazilian drive lineup, French staff with one German, Italy, Switzerland flag, and then an American champion. So Mr. Worldwide, really, this team. Good headquarters, not really. They actually got the worst drivers on grid, which yeah. Anyway, that's the driver lineup. I don't want to bag Alfa Romeo anymore. Moving on here. AlphaTauri. Now, Alexander Albon has got a seat in Formula One again, which is exciting. Pascal Wehrlein's the reserve. Yuki's staying on. He's looking to become quite the driver, I think. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they go. Their team principal is sitting pretty and very secure. What happened to Gasly? What happened to Gasly? Maybe we'll see later on. But yeah, Alexander Albon and Yuki continues. Well, Yuki stays at the team. Alex back to AlphaTauri. And Wehrlein bounced around in the reserve driver role. Just can't seem to get a drive, the poor bloke. Poor bloke. All right, Alpine. Now, Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas with Esteban Ocon in reserve. Of course, they had Alonso and Ocon. Now, Perez and Bottas, this is actually one of the... There's a couple signings that the computer made that I sort of thought, let's keep a bit of, like, computer thing in there. So, I didn't actually make these transfers. The computer made them, but, you know, I mean, if Alpine want them, Alpine want them. So, Perez, Bottas drive there. Why did Perez leave Red Bull? Why did Bottas leave Williams? We'll find out, but... I mean, it's quite an oldie lineup, but experience can win races with the car that they have. I mean, sixth best car on grid. I don't know if they'll be anywhere, but Alonso seemed to perform well last season, and yeah, Ocon wasn't really there. That's why he's a reserve driver anyway, because he was just not on the same level as Alonso. But we move on to ART, where not much has changed really. Oscar's still on the team. Look how much has improved over the off season and from last season. Formula One experience is a big thing in this game with development. Sebastian Vettel stays at ART as well. Hulkenberg will come in and the reserve driver he's also injured as well. But yeah, an all-French team staying with two German drivers and the Australian driver. So good to see ART retaining. And then Aston Martin, we know about Aston Martin. Look at us, we're all Brits. Not me. I don't know why I said we all. But me and Stroll are the odd ones out, both Strolls and I. So look, good to see an all British team. You know, it's just a bit of my OCD is kicking in there. I don't know why. Okay. Yep, sure. Yeah, so we know about that. Moving on, we got Ferrari. And look at this. Charles Leclerc and Mick Schumacher. That is quite the team. And they are second best car on grid. Are Ferrari back? I think so. I think Ferrari are back into competitive nature here. Mick Schumacher with his one season under his belt, but with the Schumacher blood in his veins, improving. He's almost 5-star now. And yeah, Sainz wasn't cut. We sort of had an idea that Sainz is going to get cut. And Schumacher obviously was relegated with Haas. So to go from a Haas at the back of the grid with Mazepin as your teammate up to the second best car in grid in Ferrari with Charles Leclerc is quite the jump up. Schwartzman in the academy takes the reserve role as well. Moving on. McLaren, Callum Ilott dropped from Mercedes, finds a drive at McLaren with Carlos Sainz. Sainz back at McLaren and Lundgaard at the reserve driver position. So two underperforming sort of backup drivers last season. It's Mercedes and Ferrari respectively. Now will make up the team at McLaren. Good to see them retain their position in Formula One. They got quite a British theme going as well. Now, this is the super team, Mercedes. I was going to do this pretty much. This was in my head at the start of season 2 when I thought we might actually win. I thought if we win, we're going to have to make Mercedes insane. Again, it was suggested in the comments, so I didn't want to, like, hint it too much. But yeah, Hamilton and Verstappen will line up together with Theo at the reserve driver position. He's no mug either. Look at his potential and rating. So he's improving a bit in the reserves. But Hamilton and Verstappen, with the third best car on grid, they're dropping a little bit. Toto will still very secure. So that's going to be quite the lineup there. Max leaving Red Bull. Who's going to take his spot? At Red Bull, we've got Daniel Ricciardo, who's returned to Red Bull, with Pierre Gasly getting the call up from AlphaTauri, and Liam Lawson will take that reserve driver spot. Christian Horner is on easy job security, but yeah, Red Bull have tumbled down the grid a little bit. They've actually recovered into fourth from sixth through the off-season. They were sixth at the end of last year. They're fourth. Maybe you'll see Daniel Ricciardo up there, but some would argue taking a step down from McLaren. But some would argue if you look at that, that is taking a step up. So it's going to be very interesting. Red Bull are going to be a weird team at the start of the season. Obviously, they fell off massively last season, but that takes us to our final team, Williams, who probably, I'm surprised they don't have the most underwhelming driver lineup, to be honest, with Aiken, De Vries, and Sergey Sorokin. Like, it's all right. It's all right. It's good to see Aiken get a drive and De Vries get a drive. Obviously, he was our reserve driver last year. Sorokin back in Formula One as a reserve driver, but the stars don't really inspire me. But good on them, giving people a chance in Formula One. So I think it's sort of a step sideways because they're quite older drivers. I don't think, judging them by their potential, that they're going to improve much more. Maybe De Vries will. Aiken though. It's going to be interesting to see, but that is our driver grid reveal on the grid. It's very different, very different. Actually, we've got a bit of a British part there, which is interesting. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how some of these drivers perform in their cars. A lot of different performance and drivers have improved and stuff like that. So it's going to be very good to see. But yeah, I hope you like the transfer, some of the stories we're building here. I'm really enjoying this save. Yeah, let's get into the first race of the season at Sakhir. All right, time to prep for Sakhir. Now we're going to have a look here at bridging some of the gaps between the two cars because obviously there's quite a large gap because I haven't equalized the cars like I have with the AI. So to do that, we're going to be making new parts. So front wing's pretty equal. Brakes, I'm probably going to need the first ones as they cruise around Sakhir. We could probably get a set of brake pads and why does it keep saying pads? Set of brakes. You know what? Let's do rear wing because that's going to take 5 days. So if we just do that, it's literally the base sort of component they're called here, base component, just to get them equal because it goes off the best part you have. So you can check this on Russell's car and give Norris Russell's current part. Improving wise, do we do obviously weight stripping and pre-distributed tire compounds are now in. So we're going to work on reliability realistically so we can start taking away some reliability and turning it into performance. So that's always exciting option. So reliability is more of a role this time around, which is good. So where do we want to be? I think we want to work on reliability of the engine so we can strip that down straight away and just get a massive engine boost because engines are important around here and they're important in the mod in general. So they're the sort of the builds we're going to go with. We could actually get another set of brakes here as well if we build it quickly and it comes with a good enough reliability. No, not brakes, sorry. We don't really need a front wing though. That's the thing. Okay. Maybe we can do like a build time. Yeah, we can. 0 minutes after the race. Do you reckon that'd be done in time? I don't know. It says 0 minutes after the race, so I don't think so. But you never know. They're gonna send it. We're gonna full send here and just build a set of brakes. It's gonna be no improvement, I don't believe, but it's just good to have another set of brakes at equal because obviously there's such a big gap between them. Now let's fit on that front and that rear wing before I bloody forget. So chuck that on. It's actually a decent improvement over the ones we already had. But Russell will extend his lead with the best rear wing. That means that Norris actually is the second best guaranteed because obviously it was purple before. So only part better than it is the one we just built. So engine's basically done. Don't want to waste too much time there. Now where are we lacking? In the gearbox. So we're going to work on the reliability so we can weight strip the gearbox as well, so we can try and get that back to the best. I will explain the weight strip more. The brakes have finished, so they will go on the car. So that is another big gap between the drivers sort of patched. Look, 40% reliability is fine. We'll give that to Russell. So, yep, cool. Now, what part do we build next? We got the best everything but gearbox, but we sort of got to patch more holes between the cars anyway. Brakes done, front wing is already done. Probably suspension is next, actually. Let's do that. So just take away a day. Let's keep doing with this pattern here, or do we add in that instead? Yeah, because the reliability is already done up. It's not worth you take away the day when you can come in with reliability. So we've done some good work in these. Obviously, it's only a week's time, but between Grand Prix to try and get the car as good as possible. That's what we want to see. Bridge as many holes as possible, and yeah, all the parts are assigned now. Yeah, you're not coming, buddy. Sorry, we got two good drivers now. Yeah, Martini first, and I see there no tire selection, so I don't need to click 50 times a weekend just to get the tire selection. So yeah, great to see. Now I'm going to do practice Q1 and Q2. It's going to be an all clear weekend by the looks of it, and I will see you for Q3. I am so excited for this new season. All right, first Q3 of the season, and practice and qualifying has been quite decent. We got through quite easily in Q2, both on the soft compound tires, which is beautiful. We could probably do 3 runs here, I think, and yeah, we'll see how we go. As you can see there, we actually get 6 of each tire, which is quite interesting. I only use the mediums when I'm running because obviously they're pre-distributed. If you didn't know, we did a vote last season. Usually you can choose your tire selection, but we just get given 6 of each now. So I'm pretty happy with that. It is what it is, isn't it? Just means you have to be a lot more careful on the tires. I mean, not really a lot, but definitely in Q2. If you keep going out on different runs and in Q2 on the soft tires, you'll just burn through them. I mean, super softs we barely use during the race anyway, so I'm not too fast. We can use 3 sets today in 3 runs, and I wouldn't really care. Wouldn't affect my race strategy too badly. But Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly look pretty fast in the Rebels, so it's going to be interesting to see if Hamilton and Verstappen will Verstappen regret his move. That oh no, and I've wasted heaps of time there. We might not get 3 runs out. I was too busy talking about Verstappen. But we're going to send them out pretty quickly near each other. But Norris is pretty much looks anchored to that 6th place, and we've actually lost provisional pole there to Leclerc. Leclerc's been there all day, but not quite there. He's been second. Now Russell hopefully comes in nice and quickly. He won't be able to actually knock off Leclerc, but I think my little bit of gas bagging might cost us there. As Leclerc is in the 1-2-2. No, no, we should get back for a 3rd run. Quick, where's the garage? Find it. There it is. All right. Send him out on a final run on that set of superstars. Will Norris get back in time? No. I don't think so, but we'll send him out and give it a good old look. Give it a try. Yeah, let's have a look at the car on track actually. Should we? A bit of traffic, that's fine. Yeah, decent, decent, very decent. I don't know if I'm all the way there yet, like I said earlier, but the more I look at it, the more I get used to it. Don't know about the blue and green. Blue and green's a weird one, but yeah, look, we wanted to go something different. I needed to. It was in the Norris won't make around. It was in the contract with the sponsor with Martini and BWT and Alpine that I had to have blue in the car, and I gave them what they wanted with a bit of blue and blue with the Martini, but that's fine. And Hamilton's actually taken our spot in the front row, the cheeky guy. So Leclerc's improved his time too. Let's go forward a bit here, and Russell is going to be P3, and we're on the 2nd row of the grid. Oh, that's not great. It's really not great, as you can see. But, we'll join Daniel Ricciardo. He's a nice bloke. Surely he won't overtake us at the start. But yeah, that is Q3. Alright, it is race day. First race of the season. After a bit of a disappointing Q3, I'm not going to lie. After leading all weekend, it's disappointing to drop it. But, yeah, 3rd place, especially 3rd. 2nd would have been understandable, but 3rd place. Now, weight stripping. This is where things get interesting. New this season. We're going to turn down the reliability. So you can basically, as you there, you take away from the reliability and add to the performance. Now, reliability is not that big of a thing. Now, I don't know how OP weight stripping is going to be. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but we're going to just go as hard as we can at it in the first race. I think about 60% is plenty of reliability in this mod. So this could be very OP. Again, if it's too overpowered after the first race, I'll tone it down a bit. I just won't weight strip, or I won't weight strip as much because I don't know how much the AI are going to use it. But if I don't do it today, realistically, we could actually lose by quite a lot because I can see it adds a lot of performance. So yeah, again, sacrificing reliability, turning into performance. We're going to turn the front. Oh no, front wing. Yeah, it's fine. And we're not going to touch the brakes on the first car because they're already low enough. But see that 230 performance, the engines are where it's going to really come into play here, I think. So soft tires, correct. All excellent on the old car setup. Driver strategy, attack. That's not attack, that's push. Hang on. Give us a second here. Attack. There we go. Start race. Now, a lot of work to do here. Let's give it a go. Come on, Russell. We know where we stand. 3rd place, new car. Come on. You're a defending champion. Make your claim, stake your claim. Oh, it's an alright getaway, I think. Stroll looks like he's got stuck with Verstappen there. It's weird seeing Verstappen in a Merc, but so we'll have to get used to. And Hamilton takes the lead, and this is going to be quite the season, I think. I'm already seeing the top 3. Maybe Ricciardo could have a sniff, but Verstappen's actually on our backs here. We should think about making a Super League. That's the thing to do, isn't it? When you got a couple of good teams, mate, stuff the rest of the teams. Let's make a Super League. No, I can't be too mad about that. Chelsea won the Champions League, but you know, it's just a funny concept, isn't it? Obviously, we still have ERS as well. So ERS and weight stripping. This is quite your different sort of championship, isn't it? Completely different to when we started, and we're actually falling quite fast behind the boys in front there, which isn't great. We're losing them quite quickly. Come on, push on those tires. I mean, we are on the the harder compound, but that hasn't really made that much of an effect before. But we are catching up to Leclerc here. But Hamilton is just powering away in that Merc. Maybe he's got a illegal part, or is he taking a full advantage of the weight stripping? I just don't know. We just don't know, do we, Jeff? But we go purple in sector 1 with Russell and a green in sector 2 and 3, which is great. But not going to be enough. We're just continuing falling behind. We've finally got Verstappen sort of off our back here. But we are going to be able to one stop. Maybe the AI will be able to one stop as well. We don't know. But Norris down in ninth, really not ideal, is it? So we'll see after the pit stops here as the AI will look to begin to come into the pits there. Russell's on course for a podium at the moment, but we want it to be looking a little higher. And it's weird seeing Orange next to Eilut's name after last season, to be honest. But yeah, and De Vries, good to see De Vries. It's such a different grid to last season. I love it. Um, to be honest, is it? It's kind of a realistic grid. It's kind of. I've gone more of the youth focus, while real life F1 teams sort of go more for experience. But you know, it's a bit of fun. It's a fantasy database in a way. Well, it is. It's not real, but it's good to see. But we will. Oh, we actually overtake Verstappen on track. How did I miss that? When did I? I mean, not Verstappen. Leclerc on track. Okay, I somehow missed that. Just gas bagging about. I'm doing that a lot today, aren't I? I'm just so excited, just talking about every little thing about the series and missing key sort of elements. But I did see that one. Hamilton did pit, and the brakes are feeling strange. That is not what you want. That was the part that was a bit dodgy going into this race. So yeah, look, we're doing well at managing these tires right now as we speak. But I don't think we're going to be able to stay in front of Hamilton if I'm being honest. So look, we might have to give up that position, but hopefully we can get more of a gap to Leclerc. And Norris is doing really well on those tyres, and the race is almost over. And we're not, we could no stop, I think. I think we could honestly no stop, but we're not going to. I don't think it'd be beneficial anyway. Should we pit soon? I don't know. I just want to let these brakes drop as low as possible, then we can look at repairing them. Because obviously, if we pit too early and repair them, they'll just break again. So that gap to Leclerc is looking quite promising. Obviously, we did overtake him on track, so it wouldn't surprise me if we've come out well out in front of him. But I think it's time we make a move, lads. So, pits, soft tyres, park condition, fix the brakes at 0 seconds. The thing is, though, with 0 seconds, is they can still cause a mistake. So, you know, make completely sure that you got it on safe, basically. So you minimize the chance of a mistake. But here we go. Ross is going to come into the pits. We're going to see where he comes out in. We're going to chuck it in one time still, and he's changed the time. Oh, no, they made it look like it was going to be close in the predictor. Now, where's Leclerc? That's the next worry. Yeah, Leclerc came out right there, but Hamilton blast past, but only 4 seconds. It looks like he went out much quicker than that. I thought that was a Leclerc head. So he's sort of in a world of his own here, Norris, which is all right. We're going to put him onto a set of softs. His parts are looking okay-ish, but there's not long to go on this race, so we won't worry too much about it. Let's tell Russell to do that. And you just power all your parts, but there we go. All right, where's Norris going to come out in? Verstappen right behind, he'll go past. He should come out in front of Ricardo, which would be great. Absolutely grouse. Yeah, lovely work. Just sort of. Second and fifth, I don't mind that. That will put us second place. Hopefully we can, I mean, Mercedes were always going to be an absolute unit this time around this season, weren't they? Because they got literally the two best drivers on grid right now in real life. But we do have the defending world champion and another great British talent in Norris, plus the best car on grid at the moment. So we could actually get a go at Hamilton here coming towards the end of this race. We're sort of managing the tyre wear, I mean the tyre temps, but there's no real point, is there? Push. Let's see what we can do here. Just destroy these tyres. And we're actually gaining into Hamilton quite quickly, and we could be on for a late win. 5 laps. It's almost under a second. We're pushing these tyres to the absolute ground. We're going to manage the ERS now, mate. 4 laps to go. We're going to have a little go here. Let's make sure we get close. 1.5 seconds, 1.4. Use a bit of ERS, get within a second of him. Okay, that didn't really see a burst of pace, did I? Oh, and he ran wide. He's pushing on the tyres a little bit too hard, isn't he? Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we've actually lost second place pushing for that. May as well keep pushing now. We got a bit of a gap to Verstappen. Pushing to just don't bin it in the wall, whatever you do. Final lap. Use all your ERS. You too. And yeah, we push for first. Not going to win. Not even going to get second. We're going to go third. Where we qualified. Yeah, it's how we started last season, so we can't be too upset. The first 3 races we got third place, but it's a bit disappointing that mistake lost us a couple of points there. But we learn. We learn. The streak is over. We're not on a winning streak anymore. But I'm really happy with Norris's performance today, to be honest. And Russell. Russell did well. Hamilton just had the better reliability, I think. I think they weight strip more off the car than us. But it's good that the AI actually know how to use weight stripping. That was my biggest worry. I said it before the race. I was worried it was going to be OP, but I'm glad. Because obviously they weight stripped. If their car is that good compared to ours, like they've obviously done it. They figured it out. Because we had 236 performance more. But fair play to Hamilton. Great driver. Mercedes got the new regulations down pat. We're going to need. It's going to be a great season. It's good to see Leclerc up there. Even Ricardo, Verstappen. It's good to finally have second drivers. That's down to the driver changes and probably my car balancing as well. So, bit of both. Scrutineering. Come on. Hamilton, you cheated. We all know. We all know. No, he didn't. George also got fastest lap. That was obviously not the lap where he went spinning. Not spinning, but went off. But there it is. Confetti's coming down. I don't know why it's green. It should really be blue because we didn't win. But, we'll take it. We'll take it. Third place, bottom step. Don't worry, mate. You only go higher up the steps from here. Decent first race, but a lot to work on. All right, post-race emails here. Interview of the race. Lewis Hamilton finished ahead of George Russell in today's race. Would you consider signing him for your team? No, I wouldn't. Lewis Hamilton's never going to come to Aston Martin, I can say. And he actually has a rival with Hamilton. Which is good. It's good to see because he's not even going to race with him. So lucky I said no. If I said yeah, we'll definitely do it, Russell will be most upset really. So it's good that we said no. But it's good that there's also a bit of anger. Russell's actually kind of an angry bloke. We found out in Imola where he crashed with Bottas and was not happy about it. But that's as the championship stand. Norris again, great results, pick up 10 points there. In a car that's probably not fifth place worthy. Obviously, we are building suspension. We're going to look to equal out the cars a lot more. I don't know, they must have an insane gearbox, Mercedes, as well. We're working on reliability. Weight stripping is going to be a big thing this year for sure. But that's good because reliability meant nothing last 2 seasons in this mod. So it's good that weight stripping's in. It really is going to encourage the development of reliability. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. A very long episode, but like I said, I like to sort of keep things consistent in the series and include all the pre-season stuff in episode 1 of the series. Next series we do on Motorsport Manager, maybe we can look at an episode 0 like I said earlier. But that being said, I want to remind everyone that Motorsport Manager save game editor was used because I don't want to be accused of cheating or anything, but no cheating, just for drive movements, or else you get some a bit ludicrous driver movements. That's hard coded in the game. But yeah, look, I'm building stories here, making it as entertaining as possible. Leave your thoughts and reaction to all the changes this episode. I know a lot of changes with the car, the driver lineup, the grid all together, some car performance changes. So let me know what you think of it all down there. And yeah, I'm really keen for this season. Let me know if you are as well. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you for Imola in 10 days. Well, tomorrow for you, 10 days in Motorsport Manager. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.